Hi, this is the Vedic Astrologer with the May 2015 reading for Vedic Cancer. Please check out my video. I made a video this month addressing the people who are watching for their Western signs, and that's resonating for them, and just Western versus Vedic a bit, and also how to watch the videos if you're interested, so check that out. Okay, so here's the May 2015 reading for Vedic Cancer. What I'm picking up on here first with the Sun card in reverse is a sense of inner serenity that's sort of rising in you. I feel like it's becoming like a part of your being in this way that feels like it's been a process, and you're kind of opening out finally into like a more clear picture of yourself, a more like compassionate and loving view of yourself. It's like you're holding yourself more gently in a way. And this inner strength is sort of rising. Yeah, I see a need for balance in your life, and peace, calm, a bit of rest. So this might be a good month to take kind of a time out if you can. Yeah, take some time for thought and for sort of like immersing yourself in beauty and nature. Seems like it's a good month for being near water, and just for like allowing your mind to wander. I think that's mostly what it is, allowing space for your mind and your spirit to wander, because I think that your soul, your spirit is seeking balance, and I think you're going to find it in these protected spaces and allowing yourself some kind of empty time within which you can just sort of be in a way that's going to help to balance you out. Yeah, I really see like a new sense of wholeness coming into being for you, which seems very beautiful and hard won as well. Yeah, it feels like you're seeing your future through different eyes. And even if you have like a similar goal or the same goal, it's like you're taking time to appreciate and enrich where you are right now, instead of like rushing forward towards the goal. It's like you're kind of meandering towards the goal, and that seems like that's the best course of action right now, is to rest yourself, renew yourself, and let that sort of work you towards where you want to go. It's not a time for violent action. It's not a time for kind of lunging forward. It's a time to put a lot of the sadness and stress of the past couple of years with all the squares and all the just stirring up of stuff. It's time to put that behind you and again, kind of take a time out. But to keep in mind, it's also a good time for vision questing, kind of for kind of dreaming what you want, you know? Or I feel like what you are seeking, the idea for what you're seeking or ways to get to what you're seeking may come to you in these quiet spaces if you allow yourself to have some quiet space, some kind of time out. And I think it will heal some past inner conflicts and what have seemed to be some maybe insurmountable difficulties in communicating about a past situation. So yeah, it seems like there's a new way forward that can be reached through sort of rest this month. Yeah, again. Yeah, I almost see you sort of levitating it's like there's a kind of like a meditation vibe, but it's really just finding peace. And it's a peace that's balanced with sort of existing in your immediate environment in a way that is connected. So it's like through being connected to friends, family, like even your home. Like it feels like through sort of like caring for and beautifying your home, caring for and enriching your immediate relationships, that there is a lot of joy to be had and a lot of rest. And it feels like your energy should be directed in this sort of small family circle or home circle this month, and that's actually going to lift you up and heal your heart, I think. Get you kind of ready for battle down the road. But it's not so much that I feel a battle coming up for you, it's more that I feel like you've come out of a battle and you're kind of coming out of it with a newfound respect for yourself. And that's what you need to kind of marinate in a little bit this month, is what it feels like. Because it feels like that is building a foundation for you. That this time of rest and connectedness, is building a foundation for your future that you can't quite see yet, but that I think you sense. I think that the need for rest is based in that building. But it's like a building that is happening through peacefulness. And through joy, but sort of a quiet joy. Yeah, so again, this doesn't mean so much that you have to be like by yourself. It feels like you should connect with those who bring you joy, but not be neither too rigid about it or too uncontrolled about it, So it's a time, again, for balance and maybe balancing out some habits that have been in need of balance, whether you've been overly ascetic or overly, yeah, anyway, or overly or excessively, being out and about or whatever. It seems like it's a time to kind of rebalance those energies. Yeah. And not to cling too tightly to any particular way of doing things, but to allow things to feel right, to kind of resonate. So it's like you need to test things against your insides, which can sometimes be harder than just sticking to a particular program. But it feels like you need to test things kind of one by how they feel, and say yes to what feels good and say no to what doesn't feel good. Even if, the same thing feels good to somebody else. If it doesn't feel good to you, then you need to say no. Otherwise, I think you could find yourself being out of control in a way that would kind of set you back somehow, or make you feel like this victory, this kind of calm, serene victory that I feel in the beginning, is actually bottoming out. So I feel like there's a caution here to not get too uncontrolled, but also not to be too rigid. So you kind of need to find that sweet spot this month. And again, it feels like it's like using your internal self as a sounding board to really feel what feels right for you. And I think, again, that's what is building this foundation, this sort of filigree foundation, which I talked about a little bit in the Aries video too. This is that same card of like building a foundation, but it's a foundation that is not built of just solid brick. It's built of these sort of open spaces. It's a flexible foundation. So I think this month you're kind of feeling out the components that make up that flexible foundation for you. And it's somewhat difficult work because it is sort of like you have to make it up on your own. You have to create that structure on your own. So it's kind of Saturn work a little bit. But yeah, it seems like you have a lot of assistance in doing that this month. Yeah, so I feel like you're going to be led to doing the right things, and I think that your own sense of intuition about what does and does not feel right to you is going to be like on this month. And I really feel like you have the potential to like make things very beautiful for yourself and calm as well, because I feel like you've been needing a rest, and this is a month for you to get that time to kind of regrow your resources, refill yourself, replenish yourself. Yeah, I think the advice here is also not to engage in any battles, If people are kind of misunderstanding where you're coming from or needing more from you than you feel like you can kind of give at this moment, The advice is to kind of stand your ground, because it seems like this process is really important for you for the long term, just knowing what feels right and doesn't feel right to you, and it's important that you work through it. So there may be demands you can't meet, or people who don't understand, or who are trying to just kind of change your point of view, but it seems like it's important for you to kind of protect your internal and your home space and figure out how you want to go forward with those things. So this is a good month to do that. So yeah, that's what I'm seeing for Cancer for May 2015. I hope that's helpful. Yeah, if you'd like a personal reading, please get in touch with me at the Ivy League Astrologer at gmail.com. And my information is down below. Also, yeah, please check out that video about charts, Western astrology versus Vedic astrology, etc. Okay, have a good month. Thank you very much, and I will see you in June. Thanks. Bye.